All right, welcome to the training, everyone. My name is Mark Hamlin. I'm really excited and honored to be able to be your presenter during this training over the next few minutes. And of course, this is MyCarClub, and this is the weekly champion success training that is provided as part of your subscription. And so we cover all kinds of things here: mindset training, team building, entrepreneurship, and much more. So you're absolutely in the right place. The entire idea of MyCarClub is to take you and I to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. And that requires preparation, that requires training and learning. And that's exactly what we're here to do over the next few minutes. So we're going to talk about the topic today is teach instead of sell. Teach instead of sell. So I'm going to be teaching you some things right now, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to stretch you and that may take you to the next level, in terms of how you are looking at MyCarClub, because I submit to you that it is much more than about a car. In fact, it's absolutely life-changing. And so let's just go ahead and take a look at that, and let's go ahead and get started. So now, in today's world, I wonder how many of you would agree that people have access to tons of information, and they are super busy and they are overwhelmed. They want and need information to help them manage their responsibilities, ladies and gentlemen. They want to learn new and better ways to cope with the many challenges that they face on a day-to-day basis. And we have solutions, and our job is to share with them. How many of you would agree with that? Now, we certainly had an opportunity to experience that because we did a lot of person-to-person marketing down in the Atlanta area before the event, which was very insightful. And it's very interesting because people have a lack of knowledge. They're looking for help. They don't know where the help is. And this is part of our job, is to enlighten people about the possibilities and the potential of participating in MyCarClub. All right, let's continue on. So I want to talk to you today about the true value of a MyCarClub subscription. It's much more than what you might be thinking. And I want to take some time and I'm going to break this down for you over the next few minutes. I'm going to start with this. I want you to think about how much different your life could be if you didn't have to pay a car loan, auto insurance, repairs, maintenance bills, tax or registration costs. I want you to think about how much different could your life be if you could use that money for other things while still driving a luxury car. So when we talk to people about MyCarClub and we tell them that, hey, we've got this amazing car program, it's only $143 one time, and then $33 a month gives them the potential to drive a $40,000 luxury car and to save money on transportation expenses. Most people, they don't quite get it. They say, well, it sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Where's the money coming from? All right. So I think we are past that. We understand that the money comes from subscriptions that other members in the community provide. Just as auto insurance, that money comes from policyholders who are paying into insurance policies with a specific company. Of course, this is not insurance. This is a member referral-based member subscription program. And so as a person participates in growing their community through word of mouth, which is a form of advertising, which many companies do, they can put themselves in a position to qualify for a car as well as earn money. So very traditional in that sense in being a referral program. So now, first thing is when you look at this program, sometimes we might need to emphasize a little bit how much money is being saved when it comes to owning and operating a vehicle. So I'm going to take just a few minutes to talk about this because most of us are familiar with the expenses, because we have to pay them. But as of March 2023, the average cost of a used car was over $26,000, according to Kelley Blue Book, and the average cost of a new car over $40,000. And owning a car, it also requires paying insurance, as we know, gas, maintenance, and more. And the annual cost of car ownership in 2022, in terms of operating it, was over $10,700, according to AAA. It had increased from $9,666 the previous year. So it increased, well over $1,100. Now, this increase is in line with the most recent Consumer Price Index report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which shows an increase of 8.2% in all transportation costs. So that's significant. All right. So now let's talk about insurance. The average cost of full coverage insurance, and these numbers are coming from the United States, in 2023 was over $2,014 per year. When you start talking about the purchase price and financing, monthly loan payments for new cars, it jumped to an average of $725 a month in the first quarter of 2023, while used car loans averaged $516 per month. And then when we talk about registration in the United States, of course, it varies from state to state. And of course, overseas, it's going to vary. It averages about $300. And maintenance, the average price of routine maintenance, we're talking about oil change, maybe tire rotations, those type of things, averages to about 10 cents, 10 cents, 0.64. All right, 10.64 cents per mile, which comes out to about $318 every 3,000 miles. So that'll be your oil change, your tire rotations, and those type of things. And then lastly, depreciation. People don't think about that, but that actually is an expense because every year your car is becoming less and less valuable. And so in 2022, the average annual cost of depreciation of a medium-sized sedan driven 10,000 miles decreased by $3,600. So that's a lot of money going out, ladies and gentlemen. That will never come back. All right, so that's the first thing when a person gets in a position where they can qualify, whether they take a fleet car or whether they take the $1,000. That compensates for these expenses. So that is significant because that's money now that they can use for other things. All right, so that is significant. But here's the main thing I want to talk to you about. There are two ways to approach MyCarClub and two ways to think about it. One is to think about it like a consumer, and the other is to think about it like an entrepreneur. This is what I primarily want to focus on right now. You have to understand that life is about numbers. Now, a consumer, their focus is the prior screens that I just showed you. All right, and that is fine. But an entrepreneur looks at it much different, and the benefit is much greater. All right, so most people are not entrepreneurs, but what's so interesting is that in the United States and in many other countries, the tax laws are designed to inspire you to become an entrepreneur. All right, so it's very interesting. I have got solar on my house, and the tax, I get a tax credit. When I put solar on my house, I got a tax credit from the federal government. The tax system is designed to get people to do what the government wants you to do. In the United States, which is a capitalistic system, all right? Capitalism, right? It's all about capitalism. They want you to engage in entrepreneurship, and they incentivize you, they support you through the tax system. And so if a person is not engaged in some form of a business in the United States, they are already losing. All right, hopefully you caught what I'm saying. If a person in the United States is not involved in some type of business in the United States, they are already losing because a big chunk of their earnings is going toward taxes. And suppose you could reduce your tax obligation significantly. A dollar saved is a dollar earned. It's going to put a lot more money in your pocket. The first thing you need to know is that when you participate in MyCarClub, you have started a business. So go ahead and pull your pen and your piece of paper out, because we want to take you to the next level and help you see the big picture when it comes to your participation in MyCarClub. It's much more than you getting a car and saving money on your transportation costs. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, I want to read this disclaimer. This is not financial, tax, or legal advice. I'm not an attorney. I'm not an accountant. All right, and I'm not a lawyer. You want to consult your financial, tax, or legal professionals regarding these matters. What I'm going to share with you is simply my opinion and how I may be approaching things, but you need to get your own accountant, your own attorney, your own lawyer. And so success in business is a team sport. So on your team, you should have an attorney. You want to consider having a lawyer. Are you with me? You want to consider having a CPA. You want them on your team because success in business is a team sport. You don't want to go out there all by yourself and get broke up. Okay, let's continue on. So now, MyCarClub is a home-based business. Did you know that? That means you've got benefits because when you have a home-based business, ladies and gentlemen, the average tax savings is $1,500 a year in write-offs. All right, the worst thing you can do, according to Dave Ramsey, is to get a second job. But the best thing you can do is start a home-based business. When you sign up for MyCarClub with just $143 and $33 a month, you have started a home-based business, and the benefits of doing so is huge and can be life-changing for you in addition to you getting a car. All right. So in this economy, everybody needs a business, ladies and gentlemen. If you live in a capitalistic community, society, you ought to have a business. All right. That's my, that's how I feel. All right, let's continue on. So here is a guide to tax deductions for home-based businesses. All right. Tax deductions for home-based businesses. If you are working out of your home, as I do, your home business space can be 300 square feet or less. You may be able to use a simple calculation to determine your deduction. The calculation is the number of square feet for your business space times $5 per square foot. So a business space of 100 square feet, for instance, would mean a deduction of $500. Now you paid $143 and $33 a month. All right. And you already are ahead because you're setting up a home-based business and you got a $500 deduction. Alan, are you calling me? Yeah, I'm on the training, right? All right, gotcha. Yep. Okay, cool. All right, so that may have been important. That's why I had to answer that, and I apologize. So already you are ahead because you have established a home-based business and you are getting tax deductions right away. So you are saving money right from the very beginning, as soon as the time you said yes, even though you haven't referred one person. All right, so this is very important. Let's continue on. And I have some resources here that you can go to, thebalancedmoney.com, thebalancedmoney.com. Let's continue. Now, here's the thing. What are the tax advantages of a home-based business? This is according to the IRS. The guidelines for the IRS allows you to deduct business expense from the revenue you generate from your home-based business or any other income you generate, such as your job. You're able to write off these expenses against your job earnings, your primary earnings. Are you with me? Or any income that you generate through this business. All right? So very significant. So here are some examples of some of those tax deductions. Auto expenses, we're going to talk about that in detail in just a moment. Office supplies, office furniture, software subscriptions, advertising or marketing, transportation expenses. Many of us traveled down to Atlanta. We stayed at hotels, we ate. All of that is tax deductible. All right, the internet. How about your cell phone? And if you happen to employ anyone, you have the ability to employ your children. And all of those things are tax deductions. $1 saved is $1 earned. And of course, you're always going to consult your tax professional, your CPA, for tax advice. Don't take my word for it. Get professional advice. Now, one of the things I want you to understand, and one of the things that I learned, is because the government supports businesses, when you take a loss, you can end up with a tax refund. Why? Because the government wants to make you whole so that you will stay in business. Now, that may be something you need to experience on your own. I've experienced that for many years. Even though I lost money, when I filed my taxes, I got a refund from the government. Where did that money come from? It came from the government. They were making me whole because I was doing what they want me to do, which is to support the economy by doing business. Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to give people an opportunity to talk in the comment concerning these things here in just a moment, but I have a lot more to share with you. Let's continue on. So now I'm going to go through just a brief presentation and explain to you how I approach and how I view my car club. Having been an entrepreneur for many years and owned brick and mortar businesses, I've learned a few things about this. So that's what I want to talk to you about right now in relation to my car club. In this video, I will show you how I drive an amazing luxury car at no cost to me, while creating an income-producing asset which qualifies for several tax deductions and create monthly residual income. Now, before I get started, it's important that you listen to the end so that you can see the big picture and understand the entire process, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here is a quick look at the car that I qualify for through my car club, followed by a 7-step process that I'm implementing. Now, again, this is not financial, tax, or legal advice. You always want to consult your financial, tax, or legal professional regarding these matters in the country where you live. So here's a short video about the car. Let's go ahead and watch this. All right, so here's the car, and as you can see, it's a beautiful Mercedes SUV. I'm going to go ahead and walk around it so you can see it a little closer. It's got 20-inch wheels, really nice wheels. It's a 4-wheel drive, and really nice, clean look. And it is a Mercedes GLC 43 AMG, meaning it's got the 2-turbo performance engine, 354 horsepower, something like that. 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. So very fast. And let's go on around and take a look on the inside. And it's all the leather interior, bucket seats, and you can see it's got red stitching and red safety belts. So over 14 speakers in here, so it sounds like you're in a concert hall, and it's got all of the advanced computerized features as well. So a really, really nice car. So let me explain to you how I'm able to drive this car at literally no cost to me. It's all about the numbers. It's all about math. So the thing that I did was I participated in a car club, a subscription-based referral car club. And when I refer people to this subscription-based car club, I'm able to qualify to get a car. All right, now, when you qualify to get the car, you qualify to get what's known as a fleet car. The cars are literally owned by the company, meaning that you don't pay for anything. The company covers the insurance, the maintenance, the road service, the taxes, everything. Everything is paid for by the company. All you do is put gas in it or charge it up, because it could be gas or electric, and drive it and pay a modest monthly subscription of $33 a month. All right. Now, you can take the car or you can take the cash. Now, the car has what's known as terms and conditions. In other words, you can only drive 15,000 miles a year. No one else can drive the car but you. They have to have their own insurance, and it cannot be used for ride sharing, right? And so you can take the fleet car, or if you choose, you can take $1,000 a month. And maybe you have a current car loan, you can pay it off with that, or you can go out and buy your own car. Now, being an entrepreneur, having owned vehicles before through my business, I decided to buy the vehicle myself and to use the money that the company pays me to literally pay for the vehicle, the insurance, and a long-term maintenance plan. All right? Now, in a few minutes, I'm going to go through the 7 steps that show you exactly how I'm able to drive this for literally no cost, how I'm able to save thousands of dollars a year on taxes, and also how I'm able to generate 4 figures in monthly residual income in a very specific way. So now, if you're interested in learning how to do those things, and by the way, I will literally coach you through every step of it, so you don't have to figure out anything. All you have to do is literally follow instructions. All right, so let's get to the 7 steps, and we'll talk again toward the end of the overview. All right, so here's the car, and as you can see, all right. So the first thing to fully take advantage of the tax benefits that are offered in many countries, especially if you're the country is a capitalistic country, you need to set up a business entity. And so I did that. In fact, I've had one for many years. I set up that business entity, and when I purchased the car, I literally ran that car through my business. And when I notified the state that I purchased the car, they asked me specifically, is this car for personal use or for business use? I indicated that it was for business use. All right. And of course, you can choose the entity. You can pay someone to do it for you. You can probably learn how to do it over the internet. And it could be an LLC, a C Corp, S Corp. It could probably even be a sole proprietorship. But of course, you want to get advice from your attorney and your CPA when you choose the type of business entity that you want to set up. Now, when you set up a business entity, it is separate from yourself. It has its own identity. And so you can write taxes through that, and it separates those things and those expenses from your personal expenses. And your accountant and your attorney can teach you about this. These are things that you can learn. Second thing is, of course, you joined MyCarClub. And of course, I did that. And if you're here for the first time, you want to contact the person who invited you. They'll show you how to join MyCarClub and participate in the subscription. All right. And actually, that's the same. Participate in the referral program. So first, you want to join the program. And the next step is you want to participate in the referral program by referring others so you can get the benefits that come along with that. So you join first, and then you participate. You want to share the program with others. All right. Then what that's going to do is going to enable you to be able to create cash flow. And of course, without getting into the details of the compensation plan in detail, and in deep detail, as you refer people, you begin to generate income, $55 per person. You've got the fast track bonus, which is an extra $110 when you refer 3 people within your first 30 days. And then as you move up to qualify for the car, you can either take the car or you can take $1,000 a month in residual income. So I took the $1,000. Why? The fair usage policy. I'm not obligated by the fair usage policy because the car belongs to me. And when I purchased the car, I took a extended warranty. I put that all right in the loan. And one of the things you have to understand, when the company came up with that number, 40,000, a vehicle up to $40,000, basically what they did was they reverse engineered the numbers. And they understood that a $40,000 car at an average interest rate with an extended warranty and insurance, all of that together will come to about $1,000 a month, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. So that's where that number came from. It was reverse engineered. And sure enough, when I purchased my car and I got the loan on the car, when you add the payment, the insurance, and the extended warranty, which I put in the loan, it still comes out to $1,000. So whenever I get that $1,000, it's literally paying for the car and all those things. All right, which is great, because another benefit is that it improves my credit. The money I earn from the company is improving my credit, right? And so, and paying for everything. So it set me free from those expenses that the average consumer has to pay, because all this is being paid through my commissions and my earnings through MyCarClub. Okay, let's continue forward. So now, one of the things you want to understand is, as I mentioned earlier, you want to claim that car as part of your business. Because what is a commercial vehicle? At its most basic, a vehicle designated commercial when a business registers a vehicle as such and uses it for business purposes. This can include cars, trucks, vans, and even motorcycles. It's just a designation. And so I have other vehicles, but this specific vehicle is my business vehicle. So I drove it down to Atlanta. I get to write off all the expenses associated with that trip. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. All right, so it's just a matter of claiming that vehicle as part of your business. And if you don't know how to do that in your state, it's very easy to find out. You could contact the DMV, you could Google. You with me? You can ask your accountant. So these are things that you can easily learn. All right, let's continue on. Okay, now, if you only use your vehicle for business purposes, then you can write off 100% of your vehicle. The expenses that you can deduct under the actual expense method. So there are 2 methods in the United States, or in the state of Virginia. Let me put it like that. That is, you can deduct mileage or you can deduct expenses. I chose to deduct expenses. Why? Because all these things are covered under the expense deduction method. the gasoline, all that gas I spent going back and forth to Atlanta, tires, when I get ready to replace those tires, repairs and maintenance, insurance, registration costs, depreciation, lease payments, vehicle loan interest, and even tolls and parking. Literally everything associated with the operation and the maintenance of that vehicle is a tax deduction, ladies and gentlemen. This is huge. All right. In addition to that, there is depreciation. Depreciation is typically a vehicle is depreciated over a 5-year period. So a $40,000 car, that's an $8,000 a year depreciation. Does that make sense? So this is huge. All of this from $143 and $33 a month. Can you see the potential savings that you have here? All right, let's continue on. Step 5, build your referral base larger. Now that you have the car, getting referrals is going to be much easier. Why? Because you have the social proof. You want to show that car and tell your story as often as you can everywhere you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And so, get a nice car. Get a car where people will actually compliment you and say, man, that is a nice car. And then take really good care of it. Keep it clean all the time because it is your advertising. It's your company vehicle. You want people to see it. You want them to say, wow, and you want to engage in a conversation with them. Because as you build your customer base, guess what? It's going to enable you to increase your monthly earnings. And so 36 days, I qualify for the car. In 60 days, I qualify for Champion 15, which is an additional $1,500 a month. So because I took the car, and it's because I took the $1,000 a month, instead of taking the fleet car, I get $1,000 a month. When I qualify for Champion 15, I get another $1,500. So I'm receiving $2,500 a month right now, and I'm very close to Champion 40. Once I get to Champion 40, that's $4,000 a month. Plus, I'm getting $1,000 a month for the car. I'll be at $5,000 a month. All right. So this is huge. In addition to that, literally, the program is paying for the car for me. The program is improving my credit. I've got a ton of tax deductions from the program. Plus, I've got cash flow coming in every month. Are you with me? I'm driving a very nice car, ladies and gentlemen, but that's not it. There's more. Let's look at step 6. I can create an income producing asset because I purchased the car in my name and I can use it any way I want. When you get the fleet car, you can't use it for rideshare. You with me? Nobody can drive it but you. I want you to think about when you go and you rent a car from a car rental place. They're going to ask you, are you going to use our insurance or do you have your own? So if you get the fleet car, you're on the fleet insurance policy, but your spouse is not. So your spouse needs to have her own insurance if she's going to drive your car. Only makes sense, right? So now you can create an income producing asset because since that car is in your name, you can do what you want with it. You can rent that car over Turo or many of the other online websites that give you the ability to rent your personal vehicle out. So what does that do? You have now taken that car and created an income producing asset. No matter what happens moving forward, you still win. Not only do you have an income producing asset, you get all the tax deductions that come along with using that car in that manner. Does that make sense to you? Now, what's so interesting, when I was in Atlanta, I spoke to a couple of people that do that right now. And they joined MyCarClub to get another vehicle to add to their fleet of cars. It only makes sense. You can look at MyCarClub from the point of view of a consumer, or you can look at it from the point of view of an entrepreneur. Now, let's continue on because there's a bit more. Since you own the car, you can use it in other ways to even create more cash flow for you and your family. You may even decide that you're going to get a second car to be able to improve or enlarge your fleet. And we know that that's possible through MyCarClub once you get to Champion 100. All right. If you want it, you could use that car for Uber and create cash flow that way as well. Or, as I mentioned, you can rent it through companies such as Turo and create income that way. And step number 7, and this is your exit strategy, you can sell a car. You can sell a car at any time, even when you have a loan. And there are ways, ladies and gentlemen, when you have made your payments successfully on that car loan, did you know that you could upgrade that car loan and get a better loan for another car? Maybe that's a whole nother conversation, but you can upgrade that car traditionally every 6 months, as long as you are making your payments on time. And that would be between you and your finance company. Very good. So once the car is paid off, you can sell it and you can pocket the profits. So eventually you may sell that vehicle, you can pocket those profits, or you can upgrade that vehicle. That will be your choice. You can then buy a new upgraded car and repeat the process. Very, very powerful. So I like to ask people this question: if I can show you how to drive a luxury car up to $40,000 for a one-time $143.33 a month, with the ability to earn $10,000 a month and tremendous tax deductions, would you watch a brief video? All right. So much quality, so much to offer in that one statement right there. You might even want to use it yourself from time to time. All right. So that's basically all I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. You can look at MyCarClub from the point of view of a consumer, or you can look at it from the point of view of an entrepreneur. Which do you choose? And let me ask you this: how many of you would choose to look at it from the point of view of an entrepreneur? If you do, raise your hands. How many of you would choose to look at this from the point of view of an entrepreneur? Raise your hands. All right, I'm going to actually give you an opportunity to comment, and I want to get your feedback on this training tonight. All right, let's go ahead and go to Lewis first of all. And Lewis, I have made you co-host, and you can unmute yourself, sir.
Hey, Mark, can you hear me loud and clear?
I sure can. Welcome to the call.
Thank you so much. And I'm surprised because honestly, I knew about all the tax breaks that come with owning a business. And a lot of people don't realize that like a gift is a tax break that you could do when you're running a business. Like I knew all that, but you just showed me so many other ways that I could make money with the vehicle, and not just driving for myself, but renting it out on Turo and all these different business ventures that you could utilize rather than just driving the car, but not thinking of it in a consumer fashion, but an actual entrepreneur fashion. It's just crazy. My mind is blown. It's neat to just learn new things every single day. And every time I come on these Zooms, I'm learning something new. And you just opened my mind to a whole new world.
Now, it's very interesting because when I was in Atlanta, I spoke with a gentleman who has multiple cars. He has 3 or 4 cars right now. And he mentioned something else to me. Often he rents his cars to Uber drivers. And so he's not renting it to, a normal person who wants to rent a car. He's renting it to Uber drivers who want to use it to make money. It's amazing what you can do when you open your mind.
This was honestly one of the most informative and best Zooms I've hopped on, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. And people on my team are messaging me right now, like, I hope this is being recorded. Yes, it's recorded. Go on the Facebook group. Mark will post it there. And thank you again, Mark, so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Lewis. Let's go to Tracy. Tracy, I'm going to unmute you. You'll be able to say hello to everyone. All right, Tracy. So if you unmute yourself, we'd like to welcome you to the call. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Tracy, are you there? I think you might have a bad connection. Yep, you have a bad connection. I want to go to Christine. All right, we're going to go to Christine. And Christine?
Good. How are you, Mark?
I'm good. Is that Tracy? Is that Tracy? Oh, Tracy, you have a bad connection. All right, let's go to Christine. Christine, can you unmute yourself? And you should be able to see the icon of the microphone in the lower left-hand corner. There you are. Christine, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, great. What do you think about the training today?
Oh, I thought it was extremely informative. It's so funny that my girlfriend and I, we were just talking yesterday about Turo. That was something I had wanted to do a long time ago, way before I had even heard about this through Tracy, by the way. And it's like, well, wait a minute. When you said that, I was like, hold on. I thought that we couldn't use, like when I used to do Uber, right? There was a contract on a lot of these cars. If you have a loan, you're not able to utilize your car as a, as something like Uber or whatever the case may be. But the way that you explained it, apparently you can. So yeah, that has totally changed my whole thought process on how I can actually, because I'm trying to only talk to people right now that are really entrepreneurial minded, because I have a lot of them around me. And I've only been talking to them about the extra money and the vehicle, but not in this aspect, because that may just open up a little bit more for people considering that, oh, I can do this too. So this was extremely informative. Thank you so much. And thank you for the reminder of being able to how to utilize the tax brackets. I knew it, but a lot of stuff I've just forgotten. So this is really a great refresher and eye opener for me. So thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.
All right, all right. You're welcome. And so just to clarify, so the fleet cars are owned by the company, and there are something known as the fair usage policy, and there's some conditions concerning that. So there are some restrictions there, which only makes sense because the vehicle is owned by them. But if you get the vehicle yourself and you finance it yourself, you own the vehicle. And more importantly, you get to take advantage of all the tax deductions that come along with you having a company vehicle. You just want to have yourself set up as a business, and these things are not hard to learn to do. You can Google it, you can ask your accountant, and you can pay someone to set you up. And so that changes everything. You now are an entrepreneur with a real business, tremendous amount of tax deductions, and you're driving a very nice car. Let's go to the next person here, and that will be Edwin. Edwin, I'm going to unmute you and give you an opportunity to say hello to everybody. And all right, Edwin, welcome to the call.
Hey, thanks for the
All right.
opportunity.
You're
Listen,
welcome.
well, I have not tuned into my car club for a little while because I was saying that there was something missing from what was being shared. But I'm so happy that I tuned into this particular training this morning because you shared some things that just made me go, wow. And you made the whole concept of like you said, you actually taking the money and then purchasing the car yourself where you now own it as opposed to getting the company, go do everything, and then you can have a lot more flexibility with from an entrepreneurship perspective. That is something that really caught my attention. That's a big sell in mine. Well, I'm from Barbados, so you're from the US. I know how to see how you can transfer the concept into our land just to see how it can actually work for me. But I'm really excited about what you shared and the possibilities that are endless through this club.
All right, thank you so much. So I want everyone to see what I just did. I just taught you some things. I just taught you a better way of looking at, or another way of looking at what you already have. And those of you who have not seen this before, I have literally educated you and gave you the keys to the bank vault. And if you don't have any money, it's simply because you are not using the keys, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand a little better of what we have with MyCarClub. It is much bigger than what many of us thought when we first got involved, even what I thought when I first got involved. But the more I got into it and I began to look and listen and talk to other people, I began to see how powerful this platform is to have a major impact on the lives of the people who would apply themselves, who would apply themselves. It's so interesting. I drove my car down to Atlanta, and normally it's about an 8-hour drive. And so, we carpooled. I had a few other people with me, but that was a 12-hour drive, ladies and gentlemen, a 12-hour drive there and a 12-hour drive back. And while we were there, we spent our time talking to people, and we were busy the entire time. That was work. That was work. But you know what? Nothing worthwhile is going to come without work. That's the way of the world. And so we're looking for people who are willing to pull their sleeves up and go to work, because we all have the ability to do something amazing for our families with this platform. Let's go to the next person. I want to go to Rashida. And she's down there in Atlanta, and she was at the event on Saturday. And Rashida, you should be able to unmute yourself.
All right, Mark, you just put me on the spot. I love it. How are you? I just had a friend walk into the shop here, a good friend of mine, and I was briefly going in between your pauses, trying to explain to him what was going on. So yes, I think the most outstanding aspect of this whole opportunity to me is that we're not changing people's spending habits. I've been a part of a lot of different opportunities, and one of the big draws is if you can find something, a product or service that doesn't change people's spending habits. This is right in line with what people are already doing anyway. And then we're giving them all these perks, like no insurance payments, no credit check. I mean, these things are unheard of. I really feel this is revolutionizing the car buying, or the, car acquisition reality. Like it's changing the whole paradigm, and offering people, not only like myself, who has desperately needed a car for years now, and also people who are looking for ways to earn extra money. It takes care of both of those things in a very beautiful, synchronistic way. So I absolutely love every aspect of this.
All right, thank you so much, and it was so good seeing you again. We'll be back down in Atlanta, so
absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, bye now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I want to bring on Carlos Alvarez. And Carlos, you should be able to unmute yourself when you get your thoughts. Now, of course, we had two major events, ladies and gentlemen, Atlanta and also Orlando, and definitely have Carlos talk about those events as well. And Carlos, are you there, sir?
I'm here, Mark. Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, I do. I do. Welcome to the call. Did you get any rest since yesterday?
Exactly. Yeah, today is it's definitely a rest day.
Right.
All the excitement this weekend, a lot of great people. It was amazing. The entire weekend, folks got to see we are the real deal. They got to hear about some amazing announcements, the feedback that I've been getting. A lot of us here, including Mark. Mark has we're about to really get to the next level, and a lot of you are going to be following along. We have attracted some great talent over the weekend. So Mark, man, it was an amazing weekend. Atlanta event was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Orlando, it was amazing. And it's just the beginning. That's what's so cool about this, folks. This is just the beginning. There's always these different stages in business. And right now in the formulation stage, that's why we are witnessing the announcements, the new features that you see in the back office, because we're just formulating. We're formulating the business model, making it more user-friendly, making it more responsive, creating content to help each other, support each other, help each other grow our business. Such amazing. I had such a great time, Mark. And thank you, Alan, everyone that was behind it, the weekend event. Paul and Ken are definitely had a busy, busy weekend. And we look forward to the next event. In the meantime, folks, That's it. You got more than enough proof, more than enough social proof that this works. Now is the time to get excited and start sharing, and you creating a goal to get to where you want to get to, at least get to your car. Thanks, Mark.
All right, thank you, man. It was phenomenal, phenomenal. So
Yeah.
it definitely, is propelling us and has propelled us to the next level. We're really excited about it, man. Awesome job you did down there in Florida. Awesome. All right, so let's see. I see just one other hand right there, and that's Donald Smith. Donald, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to say a few words, and you are unmuted. Donald? Hello, how are you? Donald, are you there? Check your mic. All right, sounds like your mic is not working. All right, his mic is not working. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our training for today. One of the things you want to do, if you have any questions, maybe you happen to be new here. This was not an overview presentation, but the person who invited you here can get a replay to you that covers the entire program, and they can answer any questions that you may have. But we're really excited. We're going to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to have another champion training tonight at 8 p.m. It'll be the very same link, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be 1 a.m. in the UK time. And hello to all of you in the UK and all of you in other parts of the world. We're so glad to be part of this amazing international community. Thank you all for joining. I hope this training has been valuable to you. It will be recorded. It will be saved and posted in the company YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Everyone have an awesome day. Bye for now.